This is Gale Nelson, President and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami, the host of The Game of Life, where everybody makes the team, but how you play is up to you. Welcome to The Game of Life. My name is Gale Nelson, the President and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters and the host of the Game of Life Mentoring Podcast, and I am thrilled to have four dynamic ladies in the studio today here in the Boogie Life studio here at Big Brothers Big Sisters. Shout out to DJ Irie, an incredible team at the Irie Foundation that does all the behind-the-scenes work to make me sound good. Ladies, welcome to the Game of Life.
Thank you.
So we're going to go from my right all the way down. Just introduce yourselves and tell us just introduce yourself. We'll go from there.
My name is Lulu de la Peña.
Hi, Lulu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
My name is Gale, and we're both juniors at Carrollton.
Hi, welcome, Carol. Oh, my. I've been working on that pre-show and all that. So, shout out to Carrollton High School for all the great work you guys are doing representing a great school. And, yes, we have a little sister here as well,
Yes.
Alumni.
My name is Ana Norales, and I'm here with my big.
Chelsea Taveras.
Chelsea, it's good to see you. It's been a little while as well.
It has.
Chelsea's from Michigan. I'm from Ohio. So how'd that Ohio State-Michigan game go? Did you check that out? Let me stop.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, Chelsea. This is not a sports show. This is, and one of the things, ladies, that we want to talk about. See, the Game of Life is just is metaphoric title for the show because in life, everybody makes the team. Everybody has an opportunity, regardless of where you start, but how you play is up to you. And so today's show is going to be focused on not only kids. When I say kids, I say that with all due respect. Kids are youth helping other youth, but also the impact we make on the youth in Miami. Miami's an incredible place for kids to grow up, but the reality is there's kids who have need. So, Lulu, you started a very special program. We're going to start with you, Lulu's Code.
Yes.
So when were you exposed to coding, and why is it so exciting to you?
Well, Carrollton has a really good coding program,
Okay.
especially at a young age. So I was introduced to robotics, Lego robotics, in 5th grade. And then in 6th grade is when I started to learn more about coding, and then I just kept on going from there. And then I began to use code in 6th grade, and it's grown
So
since
you began
then.
it when you were young.
Yes.
How old are you now, Lulu?
I'm 16.
My goodness. So 10 years ago, you began Lulu's Code.
Yes.
What was the inspiration? Of course, you weren't at Carrollton. Were you at Carrollton in the 6th grade as well?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So what excites you about coding?
I'm just so fascinated by the how the technology world works and how coding is behind all of that.
That's
and
true.
it's a new language, and it's so fascinating, all of that.
That's great. Now, Carol, you are a part of the Lulu Code team, if you will. So tell us how you got involved and what excites you about this coding language.
I was also introduced to coding by robotics, and we did the robotics club. We had that at Carrollton, and we had our competitions. And then also I began around the same age, and we began the same classes with computer science, and then we developed into that.
Okay. Now, you all have done some things here at Big Brothers Big Sisters. You've helped a number of kids. My staff were sharing some notes with me, but tell us about some of the things you've done here, not only through the lens of coding, but what you've done to impact children here at Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Well, we began teaching classes last year. It was age group of 3rd graders to 6th graders. And every time we teach, we try to do different things. Like, for example, we have them on different websites. Some of them is you play games and you make your own games. Other one is, for example, last year we did something where they designed their own Google logo.
Wow.
And they were able to play around with that and just have a lot of fun. And we introduced them to a new world because most of them don't have that opportunity. So they see a new world and how fun coding can actually be.
Interesting. And now the kids really enjoyed it. Now, Carol, when you've come over to the facility as well as part of the team.
Yes.
Can you think of a time where where there's that little girl that was there in the class, is something that stuck out to you in terms of saying, you know what, I'm really making an impact with these kids now?
Of course. When one time we all came here and we taught them how to make a URL, like a website.
Okay.
When
you got to define all these technological terms like a URL and the coding and.
It's more of a website, and you specialize it according to you, and then they were all super amazed that they were able to do it because it's all engaging that we do.
And so coding as a language, I mean, it's like different symbols and letters, and of course, I'm no technological guru by any stretch of the imagination, but you put it together and it actually makes things move. I've heard all of this. Is that right?
Yes.
Last year we actually had them make a little fun game.
Yes.
And it was it was like a little circle, and it would chase around the mouse, and they were just so fascinated by that, and they wanted to do more and more.
language makes us move. And we think about Big Brothers, Big Sisters, the language that we speak is a language of mentoring. So what you all are doing in the space of just, again, young ladies helping these kids, we thank you for what you're doing. And we're going to come back to you in a minute as we talk about what the future holds for Lulu's Code and a partnership. But you're making a tremendous impact. Speaking of impact, to my left, and again, as you all know, I had a little basketball injury, so my left is like 3 right about here. But Ana, as a little sister, when were you first matched to your big sister, Chelsea?
Okay, I was first matched when I was in the 11th grade and in high school. And it was one of my professors. She came up to me and she was like, would you like to be part of this program? And I was like, yes, of course. So then she did all the paperwork and everything, and then she was able to match me up. And she's like, I'm going to find you somebody that you will be able to, hang out with and have fun with. And that's how I got introduced into the program at first.
Now, what high school did you attend?
I went to Booker T. Washington.
Booker T. Washington. Shout out to the Tornadoes.
Shout out to them all the time. Proud Tornado.
And so, when you were first matched, and again, Big Brothers, Big Sisters is all about just making sure kids have an opportunity, whether it's through coding and certainly through the one-to-one relationship. That's our brand, one-to-one mentoring. What were some of the challenges you were facing at that time when you were first matched?
Okay, when I was first matched, I come from single mother household. So my mom was always working. I was always taking care of my little sister. I have a little sister. She's 9 now. But at the time, she was a lot younger.
Yes.
And literally, I had the responsibility of taking care of her all the time. My mom was never home. So I was always alone. I didn't really have anybody to hang out with or anybody that would be a good influence in my eyes to hang out with. So when Chelsea came into my life, he was somebody that I could just say, hey, maybe she will always invite me over to her house. Oh, we're having this birthday party. Come and bring your little sister and stuff like that. So that's something that I was struggling with, just being alone and having a lot of responsibility for my age at that time.
Absolutely.
And I just felt like I had somebody to rely on at that point. So.
And Chelsea, Cargill has been a national partner with Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. I remember vividly. I was much younger then as well, for the record. And when I walked into Cargill and we did a volunteer recruitment and your leadership, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Credit to Cargill for the partnership, but you always need that leader that buys in, that becomes that internal champion, as we call it. And that was you, Chelsea. And so what motivated you to sign up to become a big sister? We'll get to the relationship and the impact in a minute. What motivated you to sign up or inspired you to sign up, Chelsea?
Many years ago, since I first came to Miami, I found out about Big Brother, Big Sister, and I always wanted to impact the community. And I have a special place in my heart for young ladies and men. So I had experience with Big Brother, Big Sister from then. And then when we were reaching out to see how we could further impact our community as Cargill, I found out that we had that national partnership with the organization. So that's how we said, let's see how we can make a larger impact for those in the workplace who don't necessarily have a lot of time that they could commit to the community match. How can we bring it to the workplace? So that's where we were able to do the School to Work program for many years, actually.
And for our listening audience, School to Work, I mean, you think about technology in the workplace, but School to Work is workplace mentoring. There may be some companies watching this show, listening to us all across Miami, and it's once a month. High school students, in this particular case, high school students from Booker T. Washington come to Cargill. Employees never leave the job, and you make a meaningful impact on a child's life. High school students for a minimum of 2 years. Now, Chelsea, when you first saw this young lady walk into, when you were first matched, if you will, I know Ana talked to us about some of her needs. What did you see in this this young lady? I won't say little girl. This young lady. When you first, now we know there's some great things to celebrate what she's doing now. Yeah. But what did you first see when you met your little sister?
She was so sweet. Her
She's still
character
sweet.
Hasn't changed much at all. She's just a sweet, kind young lady, always worried about making the impression and not bothering. And you see, look at her. Yes, she's always shy about, I don't want to bother you, this or that. But this child has a drive inside her that's unbelievable. And she's one of the few children, including my own, and I love my children dearly, but any advice you give her, she just takes it all the way. She just really cherishes it and does something with it, and I think that's really made an impact. So when I saw her, I saw the potential, and I've been very fortunate to see not only go to her high school graduation and her university graduation.
Now, you graduated from Booker T. Washington High School.
Yes.
You were in the class of?
2013.
Class of 2013.
Yes.
And so then tell us about your post-secondary accomplishments.
So after that, I kind of moved to New York to go to school, but then I came back.
Okay.
And I started going to Nova Southeastern University, which is where I graduated from this past May. And I got my bachelor's in finance and international business.
I'm also a graduate of Nova Southeastern
Yes.
University. I got my
Awesome.
master's from Nova as well. So there you go, Sharks.
Go Sharks.
There you
Fins
go.
up.
There you go. There you go, Shark. And so in terms of internship,
Yes.
you were the first. Is it high school, Chelsea? Correct me on this.
Yes.
First, tell me about this your first internship at Cargill.
I was actually the first high school intern, if I'm not mistaken, with Cargill, and it was just super awesome. I was open to a whole new world that I didn't have any idea of. I was kind of like, oh yeah, I have a glimpse of it, but working on it is completely different. So I was given the opportunity to intern with them, and I just learned from the minimal things to even bigger impacts, and that actually guide my path into what I wanted to do in college. So I was really thankful for the opportunity as well. So.
Now, before I go back to Lulu and Carol, I need to say this or ask it. Here's this young lady, basically being being a mom to your little sister, your biological little sister.
Yes.
Who would do anything to take care of a little sister. I think when you took your ACT test or your post-secondary test,
Yes.
I remember the story.
Yes.
Couple buses, just the sacrifice and the
Yes.
lengths. Chelsea's nodding her head. Chelsea, am I getting this story
I
right?
remember, yes.
Please correct me if I missed it, because we
Yes.
don't lie on the game of life. We tell the truth. But what you
Yes.
did to you didn't make excuses, Anna. You became the high school intern.
Yes.
And now, where do you work, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm currently working at Cargill Incorporated.
really?
Yes. And I love it. I've been working there for a few years now, and I love it. I really love it. So, and I just look back into everything that I've been doing, and the sacrifices that I've been putting in everything is so worth it. Everything is worth it at this point. When I look back to it, I'm like, it's worth it.
Don't be shy, Anna. Let's talk about it. She actually just went through an interview process. She was working through a third party, and she went through an interview process, and she was recently selected as of December what?
17.
17. She will start her new full-fledged job as a Cargill employee. And what is your title?
It will be exports compliance analyst.
Yes.
Exports Compliance Analyst.
Yes.
Full time.
Full time.
Starting December 17th.
Yes.
Congratulations. Let's clap. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we give credit where credit is due. If I had some noise on here, I would even do something like that. But I'm not going to hit these buttons because I may mess up something right now. But Anna, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I
The
appreciate
impact on the youth in the community. Now, Lulu, let me go back to you and Carol for just a minute as well before we wrap up the show. As we think about impact, as we think about Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and Lulu's Code, why'd you choose Big Brothers, Big Sisters to spread the knowledge of coding?
I really wanted to make an impact on young kids, especially
Yes.
young kids that don't have the opportunity that we do, for example, to learn coding. So we wanted to just expand to different organizations that we can help young kids learn and inspire them to hopefully when they grow up to be able to have knowledge of coding.
Absolutely. And Carol, in terms of how many friends have you guys rounded up to be a part of Lulu's Code, give or take?
A couple.
A couple? Okay.
Maybe around 30.
That's more than a couple.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, one of the things that I would love to do, and I'll put this on record on the show, Lulu, with your permission, your guidance, and your leadership, would love to see this continue. Lulu's Code here at Big Brothers Big Sisters. I mean, obviously, you say you're 16 years old. You got a few more years of high school. You're not over the hill, far from over the hill yet. But I would love to see this partnership continue.
Yes.
We will provide whatever support and guidance you need here, because little sisters like Anna and these other kids, they need us to reach out. They need the Chelseas of the world.
Yes.
They need the Lulus of the world. And so I just want to commend you for the work you're doing. And
Thank you.
whether it's a club at Carrollton, whether it's just Lulu's Code here, let's pull out all the stops. So let me ask you this. What does the future hold for Lulu's Code?
We are hoping to, we are working with other organizations
Okay.
too, and we are hoping to expand to different organizations, hopefully around, we're going to start in Miami and then hopefully around Florida.
Wow.
And-
Statewide.
Yes, and we're just hoping to get people, we already have kids from different schools like Ransom and Gulliver.
Okay.
So we're hoping to expand more schools, to have them start more clubs, to have them go to different organizations to teach other kids how to code and just spread this knowledge.
Lulu, thank you for your leadership. Carol, thank you for being part of the couple of 30
The language
people.
of the future.
The language of the future. I think the Florida legislature, is it an official language now, or is that still in the process? I heard something about that, maybe.
I heard about it, but I'm not sure.
Right. I mean, so it is a language of the future. So,
Yes.
but in the one language I know pretty well, English, thank you. The other language I'm working on, gracias. That's about as far as I can take it. Chelsea, I cannot say enough about just your work as a big sister.
She's
and
amazing.
Isn't she amazing?
She's amazing.
You can say anything you want. Say something nice about Chelsea.
She's the most loving person you could meet. She's you know how she says I'm sweet. I think she's sweeter, but
See, but that's the beauty of a match.
Yes.
You
She's
guys
so
are
sweet.
both so sweet, and that's and how sweet it is to have a Big Brothers Big Sisters match. To see you all as an alumni little sister.
Yes.
Welcome to the Alumni Association, by
Thank
the way.
you. Thank
And
you.
Chelsea is an alumni big sister because you're always a part of the family.
Yes.
And Chelsea, take us home. If you were to say to those who are maybe listening that may be interested, saying, I don't think I can make an impact. She's Wonder Woman, so I don't stack up. How can I change a child's life? What advice would you give to someone, or counsel, if you will, if they were considering signing up to be a big, or maybe they were saying, well, I don't think I could do it. What would you say to them?
It is so rewarding. There is nothing more rewarding than the impact you can make on a child, and it's in many different ways. And these children are so full of potential. It's unbelievable. It is the most rewarding thing to see them blossom. Don't even think twice. Just go for it.
That's it. Potential. That's the perfect word we can use to conclude Season 1, Episode number 9. Youth having an impact on kids in our community, and young ladies and young men in our community who have tremendous potential with just the help of one person, one big brother, one big sister, to change their lives for the better forever. We inspire potential, we ignite potential, and you all are, and we defend children's potential. Chelsea, thank you. Anna, thank you. Carol, thank you. See, I got to do that because I got to make it fancy. Lulu, keep coding away. Because I tell you what, here in Miami, we talk about hurricanes, and certainly in natural sense, that's something that we always have to be mindful of. But there's also that strong force by definition. You guys are a force in this community. So thank you for being here on the Game of Life.
Thank you. Thank
Keep
you for
doing what
having
you're
us.
doing. We're going to go home and rock you like a hurricane. Hey, this is Gale Nelson, President and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami, the host of The Game of Life, where everybody makes the team, but how you play is up to you.